by the guy on the television, the one with no lyrics is loved by millions and might isn't. I'm hidden limelight out of sight. In that shit and I will shine with the rhymes I write. What do you know? I found an upside. My ability to speak is what gets me through the rough times. But even so, I'm still cursed with this bad luck, like I cracked mirrors and walked under some ladders. And on my path past a pack of black cats, and it's no coincidence I'm living insane in the past. I date a girl, first name Karma, but she's a bitch, so her last name I'm sure of. Cause I don't even bother to ask. I'm too busy thinking of ways to break it off. I don't know how to do that. It's like, really,
what?
It's not you, it's me.
Oh,
but
okay.
For real, you need to stop coming around. I can't fuck with this anymore. It's not
Fuck
working
you,
out.
Mike, you're an asshole.
Yeah. The gas station chain smoking, no pain, no gain, brother. Putting baloney on the pain of your Range Rover. I tried praying to Pac.
What's up, y'all? It's your friendly neighborhood commentator, DreadSilver, and as you can see, we're going against the Charlotte Bobcats, previously the worst team of all time, but this year I believe they're 500, and at this point in the game, we have around the same record of them, 4-5, and as y'all just saw, I had to break up with Aaron Brooks, one of the best scorers, gets to the lane, hits threes like crazy, and Trevor Ariza, I believe in real life, he's leading the league in steals right now. So I'm pretty upset to get rid of them. They're both unhappy with my team. They wanted more minutes, and I wasn't able to give them the minutes that they really, I guess, not even deserve, but expect on their own teams, you know, or the previous teams. So I had to get rid of them. And I mean, I got a good deal out of it. I got Wilson Chandler and Andre Miller. Wilson Chandler, I expect him to be a star on my team. I don't know if he will or not. I'm going to ask y'all to help me evaluate him, you know, in this game, see if I'm going to trade him or not. And Andre Miller, I know he can make passes, I know he can drive the lane a little bit, but I know he does not leave the ground in his jump shots, but not to the extent I'll see in this game. So as of these 9 games, I'm pretty happy with my team so far. You know, everyone's contributing. You see Jeremy Lin throw an alley-oop to Wilson Chandler. Everybody's contributing, everyone's really pulling their weight at this point, and I make a lot of trades in the meantime just because, you know, like, I pretty much can. Like, until March, where the trade deadline comes, it's either, I think it's March or April, I'm not sure, after All-Star Weekend, and you see Wilson Chandler do him dirty, hits a step-back jumper in his face, but until that time comes, I'm going to keep making trades until I feel like my team's where I want it to be, because I really do want to get to the playoffs. I'm going to need over 500 being in the West, and I really want to get to the playoffs and check Jason Thompson with the and one right there, weight room, get big. But I do want to get to the playoffs, and I do want to win, you know? So I will make these trades, and if you're pretty frustrated with it, let me know. And if you think Wilson Chandler should stay or go, please leave it in the comments, including Andre Miller also. I don't know about Andre Miller. Most likely it'll go, as y'all see in this video. But I get a nice little dunk with Wilson Chandler, leave him open. If you leave someone like Wilson Chandler open like that, he's clearly going to get a highlight dunk on you. I mean, I expect him to be a star, and if he's anything less than that, I don't know if I can keep him. And at first I was having a little bit of trouble with MKG. I don't know what it is with these rookies. If you've noticed, if you can't really use spin move and hop step jumpers as much with them, as much as just driving to the lane. Like, if their layup is up, you can drive to the lane, no problem, and get a nice bucket. I learned this with Jeremy Lamb. But if you use spin move and hop steps and everything, that's a different, it's like a different statistic that controls the outcome of these of the layup percentage going in. You see, I get a nice steal with Jeremy Lin. I try to do a spin move, get a pass off, it doesn't work, so I have to set up one more time, which isn't bad. At least I got another possession, you know what I mean? So I try to feed Jeremy Lin. Jason Thompson's wide open. He knocks down that jumper. That's wet. And I have no idea what happened at this point. Like, everybody just started going cold. I couldn't hit with Jeremy Lamb. I couldn't hit with open Andre Miller because he cannot shoot. And he does not get off the ground. Like, I heard that Andre Miller, or I think in 2K12 they kept saying why Andre Miller never gets injured because he never actually comes off the ground. And that's not acceptable for my type of team. You see Jeremy Lamb just rise up like he's on an elevator right there. I'm really starting to learn how to play with Jeremy Lamb, and I really like this guy. Look, he just completely clears Ben Gordon. Actually, no, that was Tony Douglas. And like I said, I don't know if I could play with Andre Miller on this team. And you see Jeremy Lamb's foot on Tony Douglas's shoulder. That's nice right there from the rookie. He's about to be Rookie of the Year if I have something to say about it. But I don't know if I can really play with Andre Miller on my team. I'm not really appreciating his style of play. And you see James Harden drives on 3 people like there's nobody there. And he'll probably be gone in the future, I'll be honest, Andre Miller. Like, You see how my team's all athletic. They're great on the break, and I need them to be able to move. Andre Miller is like an old man on the floor. He has the most fundamental game of anybody in the league, most likely. And I'm running my three-point play. James Harden's wide open. That's always wet. I don't always get that shot feedback perfectly, but I mean, when you're wide open like that, if it's an A- or more, it's going to be wet. And they're cherry picking on me. I hate it when they do that. I know everybody's been going through it, but you don't understand how frustrated I get. Every time I get cherry picked like that, you see me just driving to the lane recklessly with Terrence Williams or whoever. I feel like I have to get him back, and I get him back right there with a block by Wilson Chandler, showing the defense. I'm trying to come back once again with Terrence Williams. I don't make the same mistake twice, so I pass it back into Tyson Chandler for the nice two-handed slam. That's all I use Tyson Chandler for. He does not get the blocks that I want him to, and he does not get the rebounds I want him to. But whenever he's open in the paint, the dunk's going down. And I'm trying to run this pick and roll play one more time. I see open Jason Thompson on the top of the key. He knocks that down at the free throw line. Jason Thompson has like the fastest jump shot ever. And you see James Harden wide open again. That's wet. He's wide open. I mean, you can't leave him wide open like that. I don't want to abuse a three-pointer, you know? Like, I hate it when I watch people and all they do is shoot 3 after 3 after 3, but I'm saying it's James Harden. That's what he does. And if he's wide open, I'm going to take that, especially if it's off of a play. And Michael Kidd-Gilchrist goes coast to coast on me, ignores all my players and gets to and one. Surprisingly, he doesn't have a great percentage at this point, but again, I throw the ball away and just get dunked on. Someone told me last game that I should use the pick. Yeah, I mean, try to set a charge whenever someone's trying to drive on me like that, and that's what happens, guys. That's what happens. So I'm probably not going to use the charge button anymore. And right there, I got Jason Thompson, another bucket, going hard for my team. And Jeremy Lamb's going one-on-one. I get him with the step-back jumper, fadeaway. And that's wet again. I love Jeremy Lamb right now. He really goes ham this game. He takes over for my second team out there. So I pass it to Terrence Williams. I can't really get an open bucket, but I try to go up anyway. And whenever I'm not dunking it with Terrence Williams, this is usually the outcome. I get too hyped up with Terrence Williams because, like, when he is driving the lane, when he's in the lane, like, 90% of the time or most of the time when he has some momentum, he's going to get a crazy dunk. And I end up trying to force it a lot, so his percentage is not as high as it should be, and it ends up in a Matt Carroll 3. Like, my bench rebounding is pretty awful, so I have to call a timeout at this point. I got to put my starters back in. I mean, I'm not about to let the Bobcats beat me. They're up by 6 at this point at the end of the third, but I get a steal with Jeremy Lin. And I know this is a 2-on-1, so I pass to the trailing Tyson Chandler, and he gets hit a couple times, but nice contact layup. I'm real surprised he made that, to be honest. He usually will not make that unless he's wide open pretty much, or unless there's not that much contact involved. And I see Wilson Chandler open for a second. I don't want to give it to him. Then I see Andre Miller, or whoever, I thought it was Jeremy Lamb, open in the corner of my eye. I pass to him, and that's what happens, man. I cannot shoot with Andre Miller, and even if I can shoot with him, it's still not going down. Another reason why he shouldn't be on my team, and I can't run the break with him. I really cannot unless there's people running with him. He's no Jeremy Lamb where he can do it by himself. So, yeah, this is probably the last game with Jeremy Lamb, to be straight up. And you see me take him out of the game immediately. I'm already frustrated. I'm so angry with this player at this point. So I got 3 seconds to go. It's in Jeremy Lamb's hands. Got to get rid of it. Pass it to Wilson Chandler. He puts that up, thankfully. I was about to get mad if I lost another point because of Andre Miller. And Gordon does me dirty again. Shoots it in James Harden's face, but he misses that, thankfully. So now I'm on the break, and I'm going to do what James Harden does. That Euro step. And he makes that. It's too easy for James Harden. He's doing too well, and as you can see, so is Kemba Walker, 5 of 9. I run that double screen again, but Sheik, with his presence is there. His presence really messes me up a lot of times, and I get the ball back. Sheik is a greater defender than I expected, and James Harden with the nice and one dunk. You see him getting all hyped with Jason Thompson right there. That was so nice. Nobody was even on him. He goes up with 2 hands strong. James Harden's really leading this team this year, and I'm trying to get him to be the top scorer in the league, actually, in this game. So I'm running my three-point play once again. I'm thinking James Harden's about to be open, but he's not that open, so I just take the jump shot. But he doesn't knock it down, and they're on the break once again. Tony Douglas coming on Tyson Chandler. It's not happening, and I'm coming back down with Terrence Williams. I'm going to see if I can go coast to coast with him, and check people. He just rises up right over him right there. And shout out to QJB and Full House Entertainment, y'all. I appreciate all y'all for putting my video up there. Kspade, and Aaron Jones. Please check it out, by the way, if you haven't checked it out. It's on Full LCNT. It's a game against the Raptors. DeRozan goes ham, and Jeremy Lin is wide open. Misses a shot. Once again, I start to go completely cold. People are wide open. Nothing's happening. I start throwing the ball for people's backs, and it just doesn't matter. It just ends out as buckets for the other team. Patterson and Ashik are playing well. They're playing very well. I mean, I still would have traded him, but I mean, those are two players that I wouldn't have been disappointed with having them on my team. I get rid of them in my association creation. And so I'm trying to run another pick and roll with Terrence Williams, trying to be like the second coming of Michael Jordan with that nasty dunk right there. And the commentators just having a good old time right now. I feel like this is like the best game they've ever seen in their lives. It's rough right now. I mean, I'm down by what, like 6 points, 2 minutes to go. James Harden's wide open. That's wet. And I gotta hit these threes right now. I'm down by 3 at this point. They let Ben Gordon not take the shot, which proved to be a mistake right there. He should have just taken it. But instead, he tries to go for the slowest Euro step I've ever seen in my life. And I knocked down the deep 2 with Jeremy Lin. So I'm only down by 1 at this point. Jeremy Lin's not having the best shooting game in his career, but I mean, he's dropping dimes like crazy. He drops another one for Terrence Williams right there. And it's 37 seconds to go at this point. I'm up a little bit. We're about to win this game as long as I play some great defense. And they pass it off to Ben Gordon. Ben Gordon's been their main scorer this whole game. I haven't been sticking him well, but I mean, he's shooting jumpers like that. And I mean, when he's making them, there's nothing really you can do about it. But at this point, I feel like I took care of this game. This game's pretty much over. Just got to stop the 3. And it's in the bag. And I just foul him just in case. I got a foul to give. And I love fouling him at that point because I can get those steals easy like that. Or I can force him to get a traveling violation. But at this point, pretty much the game's over, yo. I mean, I got one last possession I can take care of and go home. And Jalen has stepped up in the pass, so I give him the last shot for a team. He gets fouled, and I just got to knock down a couple free throws, put the game out of reach, put that dagger in their hearts, thinking like the Bobcats were really going to beat the Houston Rockets. Are you kidding me? So, I mean, they got a chance to throw the ball down the court, and I'm really surprised that this ball actually made it all the way down to their center. I got really scared right there, but I mean, at that point, they missed the bucket, and I just threw the ball down court to end the game with Jason Thompson. But that's the game, y'all. I mean, Jeremy Lin really stepped up with assists. I think he got about like 16, 17 assists. James Harden and Terrence Williams were my main scorers. So Jason Thompson stepped up. I've been working with him a lot this season. A lot of rebounding, and I'm gonna try to work his offensive post game a little bit up. It's too hard to shoot in the post in this game. Everybody did well except Andre Miller. Wilson Chandler played his part. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep him. Let me know what y'all think. And until next time, y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood commentator. Peace.
David Thompson's not a loser. He's a winner. He's a winner. He was better at defense and better at offense than everybody.
And better at dunking than people 50 years later.
Yeah, 50 years later.
They're still watching
He was
videos
dunking when a black man got arrested for dunking in a national game.